And it's interesting because they touched on something that's coming up for the Lakers, and that is starting Tuesday with that Philadelphia trip where Kobe goes back home. This is an 8-game trip for them. And everyone's going to want to hear from Kobe as he stops in their town. So this is another thing that they're going to have to be dealing with in terms of the dynamic now of what this becomes by his visit. Always big, but now it takes on even a different form on the road.
Yeah, it's exhausting enough getting up for a game, getting prepared, getting ready to go just face your opponent, but to have to then relive your career, your 20-year career, and your thoughts of every stop you've had in that city and what competing against that team or being from Philly means to him is a distraction, quite frankly. It's a distraction. An emotional high and low probably before every game or at halftime or wherever they choose to honor him, in whatever fashion they choose to honor him in, is a distraction, but also entertaining. And I think just even hearing that question to Byron about Kobe's place in history now, it'll be debated over the next 60 games. Where does he stand in the greats of all time?
We kind of did that a little bit.
We started it already over here, just in terms of him as a Laker great. Where does he stack up? Where is he on the hierarchy?
Yep.
I think the Laker staff now has that to deal with, Rick, to be honest with you. They have to make sure that these other players are prepared for the games. Like, all this hoopla is going to be happening, and it was already something when these guys were part of the Laker team. That's the first thing that happened. Then it said Kobe's playing this year. That was the second thing. Now with this announcement, they really have to keep their attention on the job at hand for this team to go out and make the progress that's expected of them. So it'll be interesting to see how the young guys approach these games. As all of this stuff is going on, it can become something that gets you off of what the game plan is and what you're supposed to carry out. And hopefully that's something that they learn quickly and adjust to, knowing that they've got 3.5, 4 more months of it.
You make a really valid point, Brent, when I start to think about what that could look like for these young players. And it starts with the locker room will mirror more of a playoff locker room where everyone's fighting to get in there to get a last interview or to meet Kobe before he retires or to ask him a question. But those same reporters or guests will now interfere with those young players' focus and preparation and rituals because they'll be asking them questions, repeated questions about what it's been like to play with Kobe. What has he taught you, and what has he meant to you in your game? And that's, like you said, to your point. Usually in the regular season, you're dealing with, lacing up your shoes and getting stretched and getting ready to just go out and play that opponent and answer questions about that night, not a 20-year career of one of the greats.